Namaste students. Today we will start with chapter 19, excretory products and their elimination. First of all, what do you mean by excretion? Excretion is the elimination of metabolic waste products from the animal body to regulate the composition of the body fluids and tissues. So, what do you mean by excretion? Removal of metabolic waste. And metabolic waste, they are produced by the cells. The term excretion and defecation. Defecation you have studied in last chapter, that is chapter number 16, digestion and absorption of food. The term excretion and defecation should not be confused. Defecation is the removal of waste and undigested food, collectively called feces, through the anus. So, defecation is elimination of feces by the digestive tract, is not excretion, because in defecation the removal of waste is the undigested food. The leftover whatever we excrete, that is the undigested food which we release out through anus. Whereas in excretion, the excretory products or metabolic waste are produced by the cell. So this is the difference between the excretion and defecation. In excretion, removal of metabolic waste take place which are produced by the cells of the body, whereas in egestion or defecation, removal of undigested food take place which we have consumed or which we have taken from the outer environment. Now, different types of animal, they produce different types of excretory products. The main excretory product of the animals are nitrogenous waste, and these nitrogenous waste can be ammonia, urea or uric acid. Different animals, they release different types of nitrogenous waste. Some they release ammonia, some urea or uric acid. Other excretory products are water, salt, drugs, hormones, pigments, etc. Now, you will be wondering, what are nitrogenous waste? Nitrogenous waste products are ammonia, urea and uric acid. These nitrogenous waste, they are produced during protein metabolism according to species. Small amount of nitrogenous waste are also produced during the metabolism of nucleic acid. Why these nitrogenous wastes are produced by the metabolism of protein? As the animal body can store fats and carbohydrates. All of you know carbohydrates like glucose, they are converted into glycogen and stored in the liver. Fat, it is stored in the adipose tissue. But proteins, some proteins, they are utilized by the body, and the other proteins which are not used by the animal body, the animals, they are unable to store proteins or amino acids, and they are immediately broken down into simpler forms, or you can say they are converted or deaminated. What do you mean by deaminated? Amino group is removed from the proteins and they are converted into ammonia, and ammonia is further converted into urea. In higher animals like mammals, ammonia, it is converted into urea in the liver through ornithine cycle. Ornithine cycle, it is not mentioned in your book, but for your knowledge, in the liver of the higher mammals, ornithine cycle is performed to convert ammonia into urea. There are three major forms of nitrogenous waste product: ammonia, urea, uric acid. Out of these three, ammonia is the most toxic form and it is readily soluble in in water. It means it has very good solubility in water. Urea is less toxic than ammonia, and it is produced by the conversion of ammonia in the liver of the animals. I told you earlier, in higher mammals, ornithine cycle is performed to convert ammonia into urea. Small amount of urea, it is retained in the blood to maintain the osmolarity, and urea require less water for its removal as compared to ammonia. And uric acid, it is the least toxic of the two, that is from the ammonia and urea. Uric acid is the least toxic and it has very poor solubility in water. So ammonia, it has high toxicity and it is readily soluble in water. Urea, it is less toxic and can dissolve in water, whereas uric acid, it is the least toxic and it has poor solubility in water. What is the advantage? That ammonia, its excretion, it is highly toxic and it is readily soluble in water. So its excretion, or it is produced in those animals, it is produced in all animals, but ammonia, it is highly toxic. So in other animals, it is converted into urea and uric acid. The animals which live in water, mainly aquatic animals, in them ammonia, it is released out through the incoming water. So it needs more water for its removal and less energy is required for its removal, because directly it has to be released into the incoming water. Examples are aquatic invertebrate, bony fishes, tailed amphibians like tadpole of the frog, salamander, they release ammonia. Next is the urea. Because it is less toxic, in some quantity it can collect in tissues without any harm, and it need less water for its removal. But conversion of ammonia into urea requires energy, so it consumes more energy and it is released by land invertebrates, cartilaginous fish, tailless amphibian. Tailless amphibian are frog and toad, and all the mammals, they produce urea. Next is the uric acid. Uric acid, because it has least toxicity and has poor solubility in water, so it is produced by those animals in which live in the xerophatic condition, means which lives in the dry condition, because they have to conserve water in their body, but its production need a lots of energy. It is produced by land insects, land reptiles and birds. Okay, so I hope all of you have seen the bird feces. In bird feces, or all of you have seen lizard feces also, they contain white substance. Okay, in bird white substance is there, and in lizard also white substance is there. That white substance is the uric acid. That is, the urine is not released directly, and it is the excretory products, they are released in the solid form or semi-solid form in the form of uric acid in case of reptiles and birds.